Blog Talk Radio.
Inspiring growth now with intensity and transparent energy. If you're tuned in, this means you're now ready to make the shift from ordinary to absolutely amazing. Welcome to Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker, a show where you will always get the sparks you need to ignite your life and live the epic life now that you deserve today. We want to take this time here at the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network to thank some very special people who took advantage of our 2014 Giving Greatness campaign efforts to help businesses expand their visibility around the world. Thank you to Tim and Alnita Johnson of Tim Johnson's International Salons and Full Service Suites. Thank you to author and speaker Wynn Kelly Charles. Thank you to Deb Bailey of Power U Media. And thank you to Tara Miss Madam Money Jackson of the Boss Brunch Tours. We are still giving greatness here in 2015 and beyond. So if you'd like to become a partner or sponsor for the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network, be sure to text hashtag Giving Greatness to 919-205-8610 today. Again, text the words hashtag Giving Greatness to 919-205-8610 today. Yes, there is an amazing life on the other side of all the things you procrastinate on. It's time for you to break through and experience success over procrastination and the fear of success you are living in love, life, and business today. Don't wait. Go right over right now to toyparker.com to schedule your free Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker breakthrough session today so you can live the epic life now that you deserve today.
There were a lot of tears I had to cry through. A lot of battles left me battered and bruised. And I was shattered, had my heart ripped in two. I was broken. There were a lot of times I stumbled and crashed when I was on the edge down to my last chance. So many times when I was so convinced that I was over. But I had to fall, yeah, to rise above it all. I'm grateful for the storm, made me appreciate the sun. I'm grateful for the road, made me appreciate the hard work. I'm grateful for the pain, for everything that made me brave. I'm thankful for all my struggles, 'cause they only make my heart grateful, 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 grateful. I was thinking I was drowning in doubt. The weight of all the pain was weighing me down. Pulled it together and I pulled myself out. Learned a lesson. That there's a lot you gotta go through, hell yes. But that's what got me strong, I got no regrets. And I got only love, got no bitterness. Count my blessings, yeah. I'm proud of every tear, yeah, 'cause they got me here. I'm grateful for the storm, made me appreciate the sun. I'm grateful for the road, made me appreciate the hard work. I'm grateful for the pain, for everything that made me brave. I'm thankful for all my struggles, 'cause they only make my heart brave. not even one mistake I made. I got lost, found myself, found my way. I'm grateful for the sun, made me appreciate the sun. I'm grateful for the wrong ones, made me appreciate the right ones. I'm grateful for the bad, for everything that made me fall. I'm thankful for all my scars, 'cause they only make my heart grateful, 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 grateful. Grateful. You know that I'm grateful, you know that I care. No time for the wrong ones, I'll always be there. Grateful. I'm grateful, grateful. Oh yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, good afternoon, or, wow, what else could it be? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Good evening, depending on where you are around the world. Yes, I am grateful, and I am grateful to have the guests that I have in the studio today. They're in the green room getting ready for later on tonight, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you who chose on this Thursday to be with me here to ignite your life so that you can live the epic life now that you deserve today. There's so many other places that a lot of people could be, but you chose to be here, and I am grateful. And we have a lot to talk about tonight. I'm just really excited. I'm amped. You guys know how I am. For those who are just now joining us, thank you so much for joining us. I see the boards are lit up with numbers around the world. I want to thank our friends in the Philippines, our friends up in Canada, and we also have Vanessa McLean with us from Great Britain. Thank you so much for joining us. And those of you who are streaming online with us, thank you as well. I can't see your numbers of where you're coming in and tuning in from, but I know you're there, and I really appreciate it. For those who are inboxing and texting me, thank you so much. I can't text you back right now, but we are live on air, and I am grateful. Tonight we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and here's the reason why. Because for a long time, abundance is it's everywhere. And a lot of times we operate in a place of lack, and we choose to not ignite our lives so that we can actually have the abundance that we deserve. It's not until you come to a place where you decide that you actually love yourself enough to earn and make the money that you know that you actually deserve, that you actually take steps and take action to do that. So tonight, there's this song that goes, turn up, turn down for what, or whatever. You guys know I'm not very good at explaining, so I can't remember the lyrics or whatever. But the song is kind of catchy, and everybody's been singing, turn down for what? Well, how about this is 2015. So we're going to do something totally different. You know that I love to be innovative and revolutionary. So we're going to just take 2015 by storm, and here's how we're going to do it. In finance and business, which is always our fourth week on Thursdays, what we're going to do, it's time to earn up. So my question to you is, earn down for what? So that's what this show is all about tonight. We're going to be talking about PowerPoints. I'm going to give a few PowerPoints a little bit later on, and then we're going to have our wonderful guests. Oh, my gosh, they're just wonderful, amazing gentlemen who have greatly impacted my life, and I'm grateful for them. And they're in the green room, getting ready, deciding, whatever they're going to share with us tonight. I know they have some great points. We're going to have some what I call blazing amazing conversation, and we're going to have sales linguistics expert Shay Brown, and we're going to have our marketing guru, the one and only Trevor Otts. He's an automation expert in marketing. So I brought some really serious heavy hitters tonight, and you know how I do. We always have only the best of the best on the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker Radio and Television Network. And so they're going to be here to talk about ways to maximize your earning potential using practical strategies that you can apply immediately to your business. We are not talking about later on, next week, next year, next quarter. We're talking about right now. And that's what Ignite Your Life is all about. We're about the now, living the epic life now. We're going to help you do that tonight. So, a little bit of housekeeping. If you are just now joining us, I see some more people are calling in to tune into the show. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm not going to call out area codes tonight because just charge it to my heart. Don't charge it to my mind because there's so many. I'm still learning area codes, so just forgive me. But I do see Midwest. I do see the East Coast and the West Coast. And I do see a little bit of up north, like near, I think, Alaska, if I'm not mistaken. Don't charge it to my heart or my mind. But thank you so much for being here. If you have not joined our Facebook group, be sure to go to the search area on Facebook and put in #IgniteYourLife. That group is an amazing community. We don't just talk during the show times. We actually converse all throughout the week, and I'm always giving you sparks to help you ignite your life and love life and business, not just one area. I like to focus on the total person. So this show and the radio and television network is about the total person. And the music that you heard a little bit earlier actually was Rita Ora, Grateful. The producers from the Beyond the Lights movie actually have been in touch with me on social media, and I just wanted to give them a shout-out by actually promoting one of the singles off of the track for the movie. So thank you, Beyond the Lights production crew. That would be the director and producer. Thank you so much for supporting the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. And when I come back, I'm going to come back with some PowerPoints and a few thank yous for our VIP Platinum sponsors for the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network. We will be back with blazing, amazing conversation, PowerPoints, and much more right after this. Yes, that was our Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker Radio and Television Network breakthrough artist Kimberly Barrett right here in the heart of the Carolinas. We're doing some projects together and wanted to make sure we give her the exposure she deserves. So definitely a virtual round of applause for Kimberly Barrett. If you're out there listening, we love you, and we appreciate your support of the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker Radio and Television Network, the only place where you can find exclusive music, edutainment, and entertainment right here, right at your fingertips, one click away. So we're back, and I am so happy to be here. What we're going to do, I'm going to give you a few PowerPoints. I'm not going to be before you long because I personally am really ready and amped, excited, at the edge of my seat, ready for some blazing, amazing conversation with Che Brown and Trevor Otts later on in the show. But for right now, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you just a few PowerPoints. You guys know I like to do things in numbers. 5 is the number for grace, and it's my favorite number. It's also my line number, but hey, you know, shout outs to my line sisters, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Phi Chapter. Yeah. So, yeah, the best part about being on the radio and being in entertainment and at this point in my life is that I can just have fun, and I love what I do, and I do what I love. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our PowerPoints because tonight it's time to what? Earn up. Because we're going to earn down for what? We're not going to do that. It's just not an option. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that we earn up. But the question becomes, how do you do that? You know, Toy, you know, I've been through so many things, you know. You don't understand my situation. Toy, you know, you don't know what I go through. Well, you know, I don't. I'm not going to pretend and sit here and act like I do. But what I do know is this. I know I've been through some things, and I know I've been through some tough times, and I know I've faced some pretty impossible situations. But I know that there is nothing impossible for you. I know that you face some serious situations. I get it. I totally get it. But what I'm here to do is to help you ignite your life so that you don't have to learn all the lessons the hard way. That's why we're going to take this time to help you earn up because, you know, earn down for what? We shouldn't be doing that. So anyway, so we're going to do top 5, what I consider my top 5 lessons learned in the world of business. This is week 4. Week 1, we do life empowerment. Week 2, we do health and wellness. Week 3, we do love and relationships. Week 4, this week, we're doing business and finance. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that. So let's get into it. Go ahead and get into these PowerPoints. 5, just 5. Number 1, verify then trust. For me, now, everybody's different. But for me, I'm just a very loving person, and I've always been told, boy, sometimes you can be naive and not really mean to be. And that's true. And in business, and sometimes, just so that you know, the way you are in your personal life is what you carry over into your business. So what I'm giving you are some practical life principles before we get into the heart and the meat of business and finance. So the purpose of doing it this way is so that you can get your heart right and your mind right. So when it's time to actually apply strategies, you can do so with efficiency, with accuracy, and with just excellence. Because you want to have that excellence throughout everything. But it starts at home. It starts in your head. It starts in your heart. Your heart life is your thought life, and your thought life becomes your actions. And your actions are what you do and how you carry over into business. So number 1, verify then trust. There's so many things out there, so many options, so many businesses that, want your business, and there's so many coaches that want, there's so many options. Technology just made it even more vast in terms of your options. But, hey, do your research first. Verify, then trust. And I'm going to add to that, my friends, always laugh every time I say it, and my clients always laugh. But I'm going to need you to pull a Dora and just swipe or no swiping, because a lot of you are out there, you're just buying stuff left and right, and you're not through. You're kind of doing what I like to call impulse shopping. You're kind of like at Target or at a Walmart. You're at the end at the grocery store, and you're right at that cart, and you see all these things at the checkout aisle, and you're like, oh, that's good, oh, that's nice, and you're throwing stuff in the basket, and you're not realizing that it was never on your list to begin with. Assess your business needs first before you go out to purchase. So I'm going to need you to freeze, swiper, stop swiping, swiper, no swiping. Those who have children will get that. Those who don't, Just so you know, Dora the Explorer is a children's character, and there's this fox that comes to try to take things, and she says, swipe or no swiping. So just so that you know. So swipe or no swiping, okay? Verify, then trust. Point 2, PowerPoint number 2, collaboration over competition. I personally, and this is just my personal philosophy, from over 20 years in business and in media, I've found that when I focus on myself and just be the best me that I can be, as opposed to trying to look and see what everybody else is doing out there, I excel much greater. I prefer, this is just my personal philosophy, collaboration over competition. And here's why. Because when you're doing collaboration, you can draw on other people's strengths and you can capitalize on your own weaknesses by improving them because of someone else's strength. In an area where I may not be as proficient, because I'm collaborating with another partner, I am able to learn something. Because, the thing about it is we're all experts in something, but we all have an opportunity to learn. There's always room to grow. I consider myself personally a lifelong learner, and I want to encourage you to do the same, as it is in business, because you don't know everything. That's the reality. I don't care how many years you've been in the business of whatever you're doing, at some point there is something you don't know. Iron sharpens iron. So keep yourself around people who keep you sharp. And then you will excel. It will happen. I personally feel that I'm my only competition. That is just me personally. Everybody else may not subscribe to that, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, in order to ignite your life, that's why it's Ignite Your Life. You can't ignite somebody else's life until you ignite your own first. And you can't impact others until you impact your own first. You can't improve other people's lives through your business, through the service or product that you deliver until you do your own first, because it spills over. Point number 3, PowerPoint number 3, change your worth, charge your worth unafraid. Charge your worth unafraid. For me, that was a valuable lesson for me because I'm just a giving person. That is just who I am. But in the midst of that, we have to be mindful and love ourselves enough to charge what we're worth. And I'm not saying, go out there, change your prices up by 50%. I mean, I don't recommend that. But what I am saying is to reevaluate your price list. Are you undercharging? Look at the time that you're putting in versus what you are charging. Revisit that structure. Don't know what to do? Fine. I personally have more than one advisor. I have a financial advisor. I have, a business coach. I have people. I have a dream team to help keep me sharp. And I love the guests that I have on here because I'm always going to their training sessions because I, again, consider myself a lifelong learner. So, I'm always learning, always sharpening the saw. So charge your worth unafraid. There's some of you out there aren't even charging. You have a blinged out business and you're volunteering and you don't know it because by the time the end of the month comes, you look and you're wondering why you don't have anything in the bank. So I want you to turn your blinged out business and all this posting that you're doing and monetize it. Charge what you're worth. Yeah, I said that. Somebody inboxed me and said, you did that. Yeah, I did that. But I want you to because I love you and I care enough about you to tell you what some people will never tell you. They will tell you you look great and you sound great, but what does your bank account say? Can you monetize what you're doing? You should monetize that. That's your gift to the world. And your gift will make room for you. It really will. Your gift will make room for you every time. But you have to give, and then at some point you need to monetize that because otherwise that you're not trying to make a profit. You're calling yourself a business. What are you? Are you a volunteer service or are you a business? You need to decide that. And if you are a volunteer service, then that's great. But make that decision up front and then carry out and execute every decision you've made. That is the key. Number 4, listen more than you talk. When I was younger, oh my gosh, I used to talk all the time. But in the midst of that, and I did a post today where I shared a spark. Today's spark was listen to understand, not reply. I'm going to say that again. It tapped somebody on the shoulder and somebody missed it, but I'm going to say it again. Listen to understand and not reply. Don't listen to reply, listen to understand. To listen is to love, because you're taking the time to stop your activity, your thought process, to hear someone else's. And what you don't realize is the more you learn to do that, the better off you're going to be in business, because there are key decisions that should be made that you might be missing because you're not listening in that meeting. You're not listening to that proposal that's being brought forth to you, so you're not really hearing all the facts. And by the time you start reading everything, there's something that you may have missed. You might miss a client because they had to repeat themselves so many times they got frustrated with you. Or you did not hear when they were trying to communicate with you what they were trying to communicate, and then you're trying to sell them something that they don't even want because you didn't take the time to listen. And we'll get into that a little bit more tonight. I'm really excited about that because we're going to get into some linguistic conversation. But to my point, listen more than you talk. Let your work speak for you. A friend of mine was on a radio show, and she said, "Toy, you move in silence. People think that you're not even doing anything, and then bam, you come up with you're just doing something blazing amazing." But I've always been that way, because I'd rather demonstrate. My word for 2015 is unlimited, but my secondary word is demonstrate. So I would rather show you who I am than to try to have to tell you who I am. And that's just something that I have found in business is just much more effective. It's just much more powerful. And people respect you because they know that when you say you're going to do something, you're really going to do it. And you're not just going to do it, but you're going to do it with excellence. You're going to do it with power. You're going to do it with finesse. You're going to do it in an innovative way that has never been done. So that's number 4. PowerPoint number 5. And this is our last point as we wrap up. Know who is in your boat before you walk on the water. Toy, what do you mean by that? Jesus is come and gone, and he's coming back again later. Right, I get that. But what I'm saying is whoever is on your quote-unquote team, you need to know who's in your boat. Because, see, as a visionary, I'm going to take it a step further. See, as a visionary, you shouldn't even be in the boat. You're the visionary. You're leading the people on the boat. So you should be out there on the water walking on faith. So I don't have time to be in the boat. So I got to know who's in my boat. I got to know who's rowing. I got to make sure nobody's drilling holes in the boat while I'm out carrying out the vision, while I'm out here on faith. Because a true visionary has to operate specifically and completely on faith. Entrepreneurs have to walk completely and specifically on faith, because a lot of times the money isn't there, and they're still giving. They're still doing. But that's a visionary. A visionary has to see things before the people that they're leading. They have to see the vision before anybody else has even comprehended or understood it. So what I'm telling you today is to make sure that you know who is in your boat before you go walk out on the water. And if you're in your boat, I submit to you, you're in the wrong place if you're an entrepreneur, and if you are, then you call yourself a visionary, because the visionary doesn't belong in the boat. The visionary should be walking out on water. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. Progress over perfection. And success over procrastination. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my PowerPoints for tonight. When we come back from break, we will have blazing amazing conversation with the one and only Jay Brown. We'll be right back right after this.
No one can tell me that I'm not my grown clothes. I would never let you fall into a danger zone. Into a danger zone. This is the way I ball, baby. I would never drive you crazy. I just want you to be my lady.
Yes, there is an amazing life on the other side of all the things you procrastinate on. It's time for you to break through and experience success over procrastination and the fear of success you are living in love, life, and business today. Don't wait. Go right over right now to ToyParker.com to schedule your free Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker breakthrough session today so you can live the epic life now that you deserve today. We want to take this time here at the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network to thank some very special people who took advantage of our 2014 Giving Greatness campaign efforts to help businesses expand their visibility around the world. Thank you to Tim and Alnita Johnson of Tim Johnson's International Salons and Full Service Suites. Thank you to author and speaker Wynn Kelly Charles. Thank you to Deb Bailey of Power U Media. And thank you to Tara Miss Madam Money Jackson of the Boss Brunch Tours. We are still giving greatness here in 2015 and beyond. So if you'd like to become a partner or sponsor for the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network, be sure to text hashtag Giving Greatness to 919-205-8610 today. Again, text the words hashtag Giving Greatness to 919-205-8610 today.
And hello, we are back. We are back. I am excited about tonight. Hopefully you enjoy tonight's PowerPoints. I know I enjoy giving them. I always enjoy sharing, and here's the reason why, because there's so many things, so many times there are people out there going through things, and you need to know that you're not alone. You need to know that someone has been there, done that, so to speak, and you need to know that there is a way to break through and push through to your breakthrough. I've shared different testimonies throughout the time that I've had this radio show. We're now in our second year, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you, all the listeners, and thank you so much because of your support and your efforts. I actually was named one of the top media professionals of 2014, so thank you. That could not happen without your support. And every single person, every single phone call, every single email, every single text, every single inbox on the different social media, every single tag. Thank you, because my global visibility would not be possible without those who are following on all my networks across the globe and around the World Wide Web. So I just wanted to take this time to say a very, very special thank you to everyone. And also Kim, she calls herself the shorty behind the scenes, Kimberly Arrington of IME Radio and of IME University, one of my mentees, and in media. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for all your help out there in the feeds. You're blowing up the timeline. Thank you. Ignite Your Life is on fire tonight with blazing amazing conversation, blazing amazing hits. And, speaking of hits, that was Sam Harmonix. Again, exclusive music only heard right here on Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker Radio and Television Network. That was Let Me Love You. He's one of our former guests who will also be returning next month for some more blazing, amazing conversation and support of this network. Thank you so, so much. Also, thank you, Donna Cross. I saw some of your posts out there. And so many of you, I can't even name all of you, but I will definitely post and do like a special thank you. You guys know I do that all the time. So do know that I see you. So I just want to say I see you. And even though I can't text you back, I got all these notifications popping up all over the place. Thank you for your support. I appreciate. And speaking of appreciation, I'm about to give a virtual round of applause for my guests I'm about to bring on. Well, I do my little thing called a mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. I'm doing good. How about you, Che?
Mic check to the awesome, the incredible, the one and only, the one that's helping the world ignite where they are. None other than not A, but the Toy Parker. It is an honor. It is a pleasure. Thanks for having me here. And hello to all of the listeners all over the world that are listening. Thank you so much. I promise that this will be a good use of your time. Over to you, Toy.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm about to give you what I like to call I give real applause. I do the virtual round of applause, and I actually give my guests a real applause. You're about to hear some claps. It's raining appreciation right here in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me. Kay, you are amazing, and I just want to say you inspire me so much because you've been through the fire. You've been there, done that. You got a T-shirt, the whole wardrobe for the been through the storm kind of situations, and yet and still you rise. And what I wanted to do tonight is to show my appreciation. You have this gift that you've given to the world, which is a podcast that is new, and it's blazing amazing. I love it. I listen to it every day. And if you are not listening to it, you need to be listening to it. You need to go to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 10 Minutes to Double Your Sales podcast, correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start that podcast. It's amazing. I mean, it's literally amazing. And the best part about it is it doesn't take a lot of your time. You can just listen. I listen to it every morning, and then I do it again in the evening just to kind of recap to make sure if there's something I missed, to make sure I get it. It's just awesome. Tell me what inspired and ignited you to start that.
Sure. Let me first say again, thank you so much, Toy, for this gift that you're giving to the world, this special message. I enjoyed hearing it. I was taking notes. I don't have a young one, so I have to look up at this door and the box situation. So I promise you that'll be one of my action items. My good business partner, Trevor Otts, may know something about it. He has a son about that age, 6 or 7 years old. But to answer your question, a podcast that I'm really, really excited about, which is 10minutesales.com. That's the website, 10minutesales.com. What inspired it is this. It's the belief around selling. I mean, selling can be really incredibly profitable. I mean, you can grow your bank account, as you talked about earlier. You can build your cash reserves. You can send your kids to the school of your choice. You can even have a comfortable retirement. And it's all yours really once you know how to sell. And it can also be extremely fun when you have the knowledge necessary to be a sales superstar and you know how to apply it. So the challenge that I had that's been out there, and Trevor and I get a chance to talk to a lot of folks, and I've worked with probably over 10,000 plus sales professionals, is this. Sometimes they don't need a 2-hour workshop or an 8-hour seminar or even a 1-hour webinar. Although we all love those, this show is fantastic. Sometimes a sales professional, which is still the highest paid profession in the world is sales. I mean, you probably know some sales folks make more than a cardiologist, make more than a doctor. And so sometimes I myself and a number of entrepreneurs like you, listen, the entrepreneur, are looking for just something short, something easy, something lunchable, if you will, that you can get in less than 10 minutes that can help you immediately in your business. And hence, it didn't exist. It wasn't anywhere on the planet. I couldn't find that, not 365 days a year, not dedicated to neural linguistic sales, not really sharing the sales superstar insider secrets or the simple, easy-to-do things that shy folks do to make sales. So I decided to create the platform, not for me, but for the gift to the world. I turn it back to you.
Nice. I love that. And, I love the fact that you are an expert in sales linguistics. I used to be a business development manager back in the day, and I trained sales teams. That's why I love what you do, because I've done it, and I know how much work it takes to do that, how much preparation it takes to do that, and you do it so well. You make it look so easy. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, you teach people how to make more sales with less effort, right? Did I get it right?
Absolutely. More sales, less effort. We keep things easy. Simple is easy, and easy is duplicatable. So absolutely.
Awesome. So tell the audience, for those, I understand what you mean by sales linguistics, or by being a sales linguistics expert. But for those who aren't quite familiar with that term, could you shed some light on what that is? And if you don't mind, maybe just one, not many, but just one sales secret on neuro-linguistic sales. Just one sales strategy.
Absolutely.
One good one.
Absolutely. I'll give them one sales strategy on neural linguistic sales. Let me do this first to kind of set the stage, if you will. There are really three ways to elevate your sales results. Only three ways. Jot these three things down in your notes, and this is really the embodiment of neural linguistic sales. There are three ways. Jot this in your notes. There's the inner game, which is your mindset, belief system, your comfort zone, how you deal with the fear of rejection, and that's neural. That is really neural. That's your mindset. You have a mindset right now for where you are, about the income you believe that you can achieve. And that's one area. The second fundamental way to increase your sales results is the outer game, which is a tactical side of selling. And the outer game is it's your time management, it's your goal setting, it's your database. It's really all the things you've got to do. And it comes down to what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. Jot this down in your notes. That's linguistic. Neuro-linguistic sales is the study of language patterns and how it impacts the sales process. So think about this. The fastest, easy way to grow your business is really get better at what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. I'm going to give them a golden nugget, and I'm going to turn it back over to you, because this right here, this is all about neuro-linguistic sales tonight, but here it is.
Okay.
Jot this in your notes. It comes from my mentor, Dr. Moyne. Don't miss this. This is probably one of the top three ideas I'm going to share on tonight's call, and here it is. Your words can make you rich. Just jot that down in your notes. Your words can make you rich. So linguistics is the study of language patterns, and neuro-linguistic sales is the study of language patterns and how it impacts the sales process. You're already speaking to people. You're already having conversations. You're already writing emails. So wouldn't it make sense to be able to use language, not to convince someone, not to persuade someone, not to influence someone, but to help them solve a problem? And that's what neuro-linguistic sales is all about, and I'm really pleased to carry that banner. Over to you, Toy.
Oh, awesome. I love it. And I love it. I know I love dessert, right? And I love to cook. And I love to make, my favorite cookie is actually vanilla wafers. And you have this thing you talk about when you talk about, I know, that's like my absolute favorite. I could eat a whole box. That's my confession. Okay. But yeah.
Well, I like Reese cups, by the way. I like Reese cups. So.
Do you? Okay. So
yes.
We're gonna have to trade.
I'm actually had one this evening, by the way. So I love those things.
Did you? Stop playing. I love those too. Okay, well, we're going to have to trade sometime. We're going to have to trade because I love those too.
Absolutely.
So, but when we talk about sweets, right, I love the way you talk about sweet spot in sales. And if you don't mind sharing that right before we go to break as like another kind of like a little tip, little PowerPoint, I would love for you to, if you don't mind, because you have so much great information. I mean, you're just like a walking sales genius, Che, really. So, if you don't mind, just this one little piece right here.
Sure. In about 90 seconds, I'll give you the one piece. And I will say this, jot this down in your notes. This is very, very important. And here it is. All roads in business lead to a sales presentation. So everything you're doing right now, and all your lead generation, all your online marketing, everything you're doing right now, it all leads to get in front of a client for a sales presentation. But once you're on the sales presentation with the mindset that selling can solve any business problem you have right now, can be solved by making more sales in your business, then wouldn't it make sense when you're talking to a prospect to have a step-by-step process, to have a structure, to have a sales system? Part of the easy system we sell is when you're talking to the client, you just walk them from one step to the next step to the next step. Jot this down, it's called stage selling. I don't have time to get into that, but you're going to sell from generating the lead to setting an appointment to asking the right questions. We're going to keep this real simple because you still make money when you do the fundamentals to bring in the benefits to life. And then what Toy just talked about the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is where the client or the customer or the prospect is ready to make a buy-in decision. And once they're in the sweet spot, there's one question you can ask. And I'll turn to you in 30 seconds, Toy. And here's the question I have for you. Do you know exactly what to say right now in order to move the prospect to action? If you don't, here's a phrase. You can jot this phrase down in your notes, and here it is. You can ask the question, how do you feel about moving forward? And then you can be silent. And once you do that, your job is done. You walk them to the sweet spot. And that is what we call stage selling. Over to you, Toy.
I love it. I am giving you a round of applause. This has just been a blazing, amazing conversation. The one thing that I want to ask, if you don't mind, is please join me later on this year on my show and on my webinar. That's the only last question that I have for you.
Yes. The answer to that question is yes, and yes. I will be there, Toy. You have my commitment. For all that you do, I will be there. And guess what? No cost.
What?
I'm coming as a gift for you into the world. We're going to waive the speaking fee for you.
Oh, I appreciate you so much, Shay. You are blazing, amazing, awesome. Awesome is just not, you can't even just say one word for you. It's like blazing, amazing, awesome. So I just created one because you are just that. And thank you so much for joining me today. And stay in. I'm going to let you go back to the green room for a little bit. We're going to bring Trevor out, and then we're all going to be out here together. It's going to be amazing because we're going to have to see if Trevor won't talk more than both of us combined. But we love him, though, right? So
we do love him. I stayed within the time limit. I read the rules, and here we are at the 21-minute mark, and your time for your commercial. Thank you for all that you do.
Absolutely.
You are amazing. You are incredible, and you're making a big difference in the lives of everyone in this world. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we are right on time on the show, and we are hitting a break, and we will be right back right after this.
How could he ever let good thing get away? Suddenly leave you all alone, live your life afraid. I've been there a time or two, and I feel your pain. But he acted on his own behalf, oh man, I'm not to blame. Oh no, just as bad men give bad names to good guys. In this day and age, a good woman is hard to find. Oh, more than anything in this world, I'm letting you know that you will see there are good guys waiting for good girls. Oh, yeah. Now I've had my share of times when love seems so true, but nothing hurts more than to find the one you love really doesn't love you. I could have given up a long time ago.
Yes, there is an amazing life on the other side of all the things you procrastinate on. It's time for you to break through and experience success over procrastination and the fear of success you are living in love, life, and business today. Don't wait. Go right over right now to toyparker.com to schedule your free Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker breakthrough session today so you can live the epic life now that you deserve today.
And we are back. And I just want to say a special thank you to, that was Bad Men, Good Guys by Jason Peele, who is actually our VIP Platinum sponsor for the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker Radio and Television Network. So I want to give a special thank you. He's always either streaming live with us or sometimes he'll go ahead and call into the show, and I always bring him on as a guest on our third Thursday relationship segment called The Love Factor, which is a spinoff from the book that I'm actually working on. Chapter 1 is complete, and is actually being printed in another book in a compilation. But the actual book, Love is My Superpower, will be out in time for my birthday in September. So the release date is tentatively September 21st. Hint, hint, that's my birthday. So that's going to be kind of my gift to myself. And here's the reason why, because I have been writing for over, literally all my life. I've really been writing all my life. And I have started several books, and I've stopped and started and stopped and started. And I've just come into a place where, as I've come to overcome the spirit of procrastination, because it is a spirit that just kind of takes over, I am one who is triumphant over that and has had success over procrastination and the fear of success. And a lot of the things, I had to ignite my life so that I can help you ignite your life so that you can live the epic life now that you deserve today. So with that being said, that's why the completion of this one chapter and the completion of the books that I'm working on, there are 4 that are to be released this year. And go to my website to find out more, toyparker.com. But it's just amazing because the more chapters I finish, the more books that I'm co-authoring. I've been co-authoring since, let's say, I think about 18 years of age, and I'm so not 18 anymore, but praise God I don't look it, right? So I've been doing, they used to be called anthologies, but now they're called compilations, so just to give you a little education on that. So I've been in anthologies for forever, 2 decades, but I had never completed my own book. And I've helped other people write books, and I've edited other people's books, and I've written back covers for other people's books. So it just feels so good at this point in my life to be doing my own stuff, my own show, my own television show, my own books. God has blessed me, and that is why I'm so dedicated, and I have dedicated my life, my life's purpose. My father, bless his soul, he passed last February 8th, and coming up on the anniversary of that. But I remember that months before he passed, he said to me, he looked at me, and he had dementia, so this is miraculous for him to have such clarity of speaking and purpose in his talking. And he looked at me and he said, Toy, make sure you live your life's purpose. And actually, it was not long after that I had created the Ignite Your Life movement, but it was always within me, but it had never come out because I knew it was going to be successful in my heart. You know how you know something's going to be successful, but you're just so afraid of that magnanimity of it. So that was where I was. And so when I went inward and I soared and I ignited my life, and now people around the world are able to ignite their lives. So I thank God for each and every one of you who are listening and tuned into this broadcast. And with that being said, another person that I'm grateful for, and I'm going to do my mic check. We're going to mute Shay for just a second. We're going to bring on Trevor. So let's see. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Trevor, I'm doing great. How about you? I'm a little relaxed tonight.
Mic check, Toy Parker. How you doing today? And the Ignite Your Life family. I'm feeling on fire. I mean, you have the music. You have the neurolinguistic sales expert. I mean, this show truly has it all. I'm looking so forward to actually connecting with your audience. Tonight, let me tell you folks, tonight is going to be an amazing night.
Yes. blazing, amazing conversation. I'm so happy you are here. And, here's the wonderful part about it. You are truly, literally the automation, the audience back, just a taste as to how you became that. Like, how did you ignite your life to just really dedicate your business? And tell us also about how the broke systems, like how you decided to name it that, and a little bit of that before we get started and give these awesome PowerPoint. I know it's just so interesting to me though, because you're taking
us back. You're taking us back.
Just a little bit, just a taste.
I'm so looking forward to it. Well, Toy, one of the things that I had to do in my life, and I think it's something that every entrepreneur, every professional has to do, is that you don't just have to take action. I think one of the misconceptions out there is that if you take action, you're going to be successful. And tonight, let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Because while taking action will produce a result, it won't necessarily produce a successful result. And so one of the things that I want everybody to do tonight is don't just take action. What I want you to do is get used to what happens before the action. And the question that I have for everybody tonight is, what do you do before you take your next action? What will you do before you take your next action? What comes before the action? And clearly the obvious answer is thinking. And so one of the things that I did to really turn my life around as an entrepreneur, turn my life around as a professional, turn my life around as a person, and help turn the lives of others around all over the world, is I started doing one simple thing. And this simple golden nugget, this simple secret, I guarantee you, if you get this, it's going to change your life, and it's going to change the lives of others around you. So here's what I want you to do. Before you take your next action, set the intention first. As in, what do you want to be the end result of the action that you're taking? Oftentimes, we are taking action, and we're waiting for the results. Let me just say that again. Oftentimes, we're out there, and we're taking action, and we're waiting for the result. In 2015 and beyond, we're going to eliminate that as part of our game book, as part of our playbook. And what we're going to do is we're going to start setting the intention before we take the action. So tonight you guys are on the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker, and you dialed in to the Blog Talk Radio line. You dialed into the conference call line. You clicked on the link, and you're listening now. But let's be honest. How many of us set the intention before we took the action of calling in? How many of us actually set the intention? So we got on here tonight, and we don't actually know what kind of result we're going to produce. We're just hanging out. We're just, hey, this is just something that sounds good. Maybe it's entertaining. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll make $1 million. Hey, I got something else for you to do. Why don't you just go ahead and play the lottery? You got a better chance of winning. Here's what you got to do. You can produce amazing results in places where it was not necessarily designed for you to get the most out of it. If you start to set the intention before you take the action. So everybody write that down. Set the intention before I take the action. Hashtag blazing amazing. Hashtag blazing amazing.
Yes.
If you're out there following us now, go ahead, take your pens out, take your paper out. Don't go to sleep. We're just getting started. I'm telling you right now, we're going to be on fire because this is the Ignite Your Life radio station. I am on the right station, correct?
That's right. That is
all right.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
I know I took a bit of a longer route to answering your question, but
that's
the
all
answer
right.
is very simple. This is very simple.
You're at home.
We got to start setting the intention for the results we want in our lives, in our everyday business model. We got to start setting the intention, folks. And oftentimes, while we think that there are reasons that we're not successful and we blame others and we think that we don't have the opportunity and we think we need one more thing, one more coach, one more secret program. But the reality is the number one tool that an entrepreneur has, the number one tool that a person has is their ability to set their intentions, because your intentions is code for your will. It's putting your will into motion. And so tonight, I want everybody to back up. You came on this call today with no intention. And at the end of the day, there is no result that you can get that you were actually looking for or responsible for. So we're going to take about 5 seconds. I'm going to turn it back over to Toy in just a few seconds. And while she is getting us onto our commercial break or whatever happens next, what I want you to do is when we come back, I want you to set the intention for the result that you want for listening to the rest of tonight's broadcast. What result do you want? Is it more revenue? Is it more clients? Is it more customers? Is it better marketing? Is it getting better at sales? What is your intention? What are the results that you are looking for? Set the intention before you take the action. Become more intentional about the results that you want to produce in 2015. Hashtag blazing amazing. I turn it back over to you, Joy.
Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I mean, that's what we're all about, setting the intention. That is because you have to. In order to go inward and soar, you have to know where you're going. You have to know what you're going to do. You have to have an intention for the action that you're going to take. Love it. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have conversation with both Jay and Trevor, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to start out with Trevor, and then we're going to close out with Jay and Trevor. Again, loving it, blazing amazing conversation that I always promise to deliver right here on the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time. I can see it. I can feel it. Time has come now to reveal it. I've been waiting for a long time, gotta do it, and won't let nothing hold me down, gotta do it, because I may not get another chance, I believe it, if I want it, I can have it, I believe it, done with falling, done with losing, I can do it, I think I'll tell myself again, I can do it. Yeah, and I'm not gonna stop till I win, 'cause it's my time to rise, hey, it's my time to shine, oh, it's my time to lead.
yes, yes. That was Kelly Price. It's my time. It's not just my time, but it's your time too. You, and every single person who is tuned in to the Ignite Your Life with Toy Parker radio and television network. This show is what? Hashtag Blazing Amazing. Why? Because of you, all of you. And because of our guests, we have Trevor still here with us in the studio. Shane is still in the studio. He's getting a snack. You know, he might be eating some Reese's Cups or something like that over in the green room. But right now we've got Trevor here, right here in the studio. And what we're going to do, wanted to talk about the best way, because, you know, we're talking about it's time to earn up, you know, earn down for what? So, Trevor, we want to know, what is the best way to increase revenue through effective marketing automation? What are your best practices and what are your recommendations?
Well, you know, one of the things is that we have to be conscientious that there are several things that really happen before the sale. And what I have found is that, one, remember that you are not marketing the product or the service. What you want to actually market is your brand. And there's a fundamental difference between dealing with your brand and dealing with your marketing. But to be very precise, and here's what I want everybody to know, is that marketing is all about positioning your product, positioning your services, and positioning what you do in such a way that it causes people to want your product. I want you to write this down. It was a quote I heard a long time ago, and you probably heard this quote, that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him thirsty. But with good marketing, you can sure make the horse thirsty. And your job as an entrepreneur is to make the horse thirsty. And we see this play out all over the world. If you've ever been to a bar, you know, a bar's in the business of selling what? Drink. They're not ringing the bell saying, come over here and buy a drink, and we have drinks, everybody can drink. No. When you go to a bar, what they do is they serve salty peanuts. Why do they serve salty peanuts? Because they know that they're in the business of selling drinks. They give you some salty peanuts. What are you going to be? Thirsty. They've done an effective job at marketing. And some of the best marketing campaigns, some of the best marketing techniques are those unseen marketing techniques, those invisible marketing techniques. When somebody has caused you to want something and you didn't even see it coming, that's good marketing. That's great marketing. And I want everybody out there tonight to get used to the idea of invisible marketing, things that you can do immediately to cause people to want the product and services that you offer. And so I would say focus on that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, we're going to bring in Che real quick for a little bit. And before we're going to do some closing comments near the end of the show. But mic check, mic check. Mic check,
mic check,
back,
mic check. I'm here. I'm present, and I couldn't think of a better place to be this evening, this morning, or this afternoon, depending on where they are, than right here on this show, Igniting Their Life with You.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shay. You are blazing amazing. Hashtag blazing amazing and awesome. So you're blazing amazing awesome. So what I wanted to do, and the reason why I brought you back on is because you guys have a unique place in the world and the gifts that you give. And here's the reason why I say that. Because to me, and this is my personal philosophy that I share with different teams in corporate America and other places, even in private groups and nonprofits, is that people need to understand that sales and marketing are interdependent. A lot of people feel like, okay, I got to boost up my sales team, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then a lot of people, then you have some companies that are like really totally focused on their marketing. And then when I come into those groups, what I try to do is to help them understand that you really have to have a solid understanding of both worlds in order to really thrive in business. And that actually, you know, I know you love your sales, and you know, I love sales too. I'm split down the middle because I've done both. I do both. So it's so hard. But I'm left brain and right brain, so that's probably my personal fault. But I love the way you and Trevor work together. I love the way you guys are kind of interdependent of each other, yet independent. You see what I'm saying? Do you follow? So tell us a little bit about the journey of you and Trevor working together, just real brief. You don't have to be like the whole.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. Trevor and I have had the opportunity to work together. Trevor focuses on marketing, branding, and automation, and that's very key in the business process. And think about in your own business right now. Think about if you had a brand that folks recognized, understood, and were willing to pay the value of the service you're going to be delivering. Just that alone would go a long way. But then for some of you, if you were able to take your marketing, and whatever marketing means to you, in this case, let's say go out there and attract people who have a problem that you can solve. Wouldn't that just be cool? I mean, think about if your phone rang right now on a continuous basis, or if you open up your email, and instead of reading someone else's newsletters and so forth, you were able to get inquiries from folks who were interested because they found you online or offline. And that's what marketing does, and that's very, very important. And then the last thing that Trevor focused on, this is why we came together as well, is he makes it easy. We focus on two areas, systems and sales. So that's number one. Mm-hmm. Secondly, once you're in front of them, Toy, then you have to be able to find a way for them to what? Make a purchase or hire you. And that's when sales comes in. There is a transaction. So hence he and I were able to start working together to bring together sales and marketing, help people grow their business.
And
awesome.
One thing I'd like to add to that is that, sales and marketing, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, but, they fight like oil and water. And, one of the interesting ways that we've gotten to work together is in how we work with clients. And, by the way, we know that there are people out there right now, you're thinking to yourself, well, my intention, because I can feel the intention. My intention is to figure out how to generate more revenue. That my intention is to figure out how to create more wealth. My intention is very simple. It's to make more money. And some of you are thinking out there right now, how can I make more money? And so I'm going to give you a quick answer. You can sell a big-ticket product. And many of you wanted to sell the big-ticket product. You wanted to sell that product. You wanted to double the pricing. You wondered how to do that. And so I'm going to give you some quick nuggets on how you can double the price on any product that you're selling right now. I'm going to give you the secret. And so one of the things that you have to realize when you're out there trying to sell is that first things first is that you're not selling a product or a service. The product or the service that you are offering is really a secondary thing. The very first thing that you have to do is you got to sell people on the vision. You got to be able to market the vision that you have for them through using your product, the vision that you have for them, and what they are trying to do. So I want you to write this down. First, sell the vision, then sell the product. First, sell the vision, then sell the product. And when we talk about selling the vision, I want you to write this down. Listen, vision without execution is hallucination. So once you sell people on the vision, it becomes incumbent upon them to execute through purchasing products and services that you are offering them so they can execute their vision. And so for many of us, what we do is we immediately go for the judgment. We get in there and we start talking about how wonderful our product is. We start talking about how wonderful our service is. We start offering discounts. And we spend all of our time selling the product and selling the service. But here's what I want you to focus on. When we say sell them the vision first, here's what I mean. Is you have to see for them. That's the goal. Like, what do you see for them? That's what you're selling. Allowing them, the client, the prospect, to see what you see for them. Now, once you get what I call the big buy-in, the first buy-in is the big buy-in. It's the buy-in to the vision. Until they buy in to what you see for them, then you're not in position to sell the product. But once they buy in to what you see for them, then it's very easy to offer your products and services because your products and services become invaluable. and you can sell it at any price because you're no longer selling them a product. What you're actually doing is you're actually helping them. You're assisting them in achieving their vision. Because at the end of the day, when we buy certain products and services, there is something that we want at the end of that rainbow. If I buy a gym membership, I'm imagining myself as some 6-foot-tall, buff guy with a six-pack. I think I'm talking to myself. I might be selling myself here. When I buy that, I have something in mind. There are really two types of sales. The guy could walk up to me, and he could tell me, hey, Trevor, this is a great gym. It's conveniently located to the Beltway, and we open very early. And we have all sorts of spectacular classes, and you're going to love it here. But there's another guy who could come up to me, or another woman who could come up to me. They may say, hey, you know what, Trevor? Here's what I see for you. You're going to look amazing 30 pounds lighter. As a matter of fact, you're going to feel amazing. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to notice that are going to change about your life once you drop that 30 pounds. As a matter of fact, Trevor, I'm imagining you walking into Nordstrom's and buying that new suit. And I'm imagining you having to get a whole bunch of new suits because you can no longer fit your old clothes. I'm just imagining how many people and how many women go just whistling at you because you just fine specimen walking down the street. Oh, by the way, Trevor, my gym is right down the street, conveniently located, and we have amazing programs that cater to people just like you. Now, one is going to get the big ticket sale, and one's going to get $29.99 a month. The problem with most of you, keep going for the $29 a month sale. And I'm going to close with this. Don't get so addicted to little money that it's the only thing that you go after. Don't get so addicted to mediocre results. Don't get so addicted to a lack of confidence that the only way that you act out is in unconfident ways, that the only way that you try to sell is things that don't stretch you, grow you. Have the confidence, believe in yourself. But first, get the big buy-in. So when Shay and I work with customers, we work in a team. First, we market the vision. Once we get a big buy-in on the vision, Shay lets them know what products and services we offer that can help them build and achieve their dream and build their vision. So with that being said, I turn it back over to you, Troy.
Awesome. That is a great place. We're going to put a pin right there, Shay and Trevor. We're going to put a pin right there. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back out of the break, we're going to do closing thoughts, and we're going to tell everybody what most hosts do, what they call $1 million question. Well, I'm not like everybody else, so I'm going to ask the $1 billion question when we get back right after this.
Space.
Yes, I am happy. Why? Because I have two blazing amazing experts right here having blazing amazing conversation with me here in my studio. Shay and Trevor, I'm just so happy, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. We have had fun, we have laughed, we have PowerPoints, and, you know, and the billion-dollar question is, here it is. I don't have any drum roll for it, but the billion-dollar question is, what is the key to selling a big-ticket item, and what is the secret to entrepreneurs generating wealth?
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. I want to make sure that we can still be heard. Mic check,
Mic check. I can hear you.
Okay.
But I can't hear Tori anymore.
Yeah, let's just make sure that she's still here, Shay. And for those people who are not listening on this, still listening, just go on out to the Ignite Your Life private deal, the Facebook group, and go ahead and just share your thoughts on tonight's call. Matter of fact, share your intentions with the hashtag Blazing Amazing. Now, Shay, it's a good thing that this is not our first rodeo. So she asked a question about generating wealth, and Shay, I'll take a 1-minute stab at it. Here's what I want everybody to do, is that
thank you, Trevor.
We see wealth as something abstract as entrepreneurs. And as soon as you stop looking at wealth as something abstract and you start looking at it as something tangible, your approach to it changes. And so what you want to do is you really want to focus on building wealth. And if you think of wealth as something tangible and you think of it from the perspective that you have to build it, well, what else is tangible that you have to build? And one example that comes to mind is building a house. And if you were going to build a house, there would be some things that you would have to do. The first thing is you definitely wouldn't go out and start buying materials without having a certain document in place. And that's like the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is running out there, they're buying coaching, they're conference hopping, and they really don't have a plan. And if you start seeing building wealth as something tangible, then there's something you're going to do. First thing you're going to do is if you were going to build a house, before you built it, you would get a set of plans, but somebody would have to draw those plans, and that would be an architect. And so what would that architect draw for you? A blueprint. So what you want is somebody who can give you a visual representation of the results you're trying to produce in your business or in your life. Then the second thing is after you get the blueprint, you allocate resources. You purchase products, and you hire people based upon that blueprint. And then, last but not least, you actually start the building process. So I would say the secret to generating more wealth is to see it as not something abstract, rather see it as something tangible. And when you do that, your complete approach to generating wealth changes. Start with the architect. That might be your coach. That may be your mentor. Get them to help you put together a blueprint. Sometimes that blueprint, we may call it a vision board. Some of us, we may call that a business plan, but you need the blueprint. And then you allocate your resources. Many of us are spending money, spending time without a plan, and that's foolhardy. And so with that being said, Shay, I'll turn it back over to you for selling the big-ticket items.
I love it.
Sure. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and give you 2 ways to sell a big-ticket item. First, I'm going to give you the number 1 way. Trevor talked about painting a vision, and that's fine from a marketing view. But let's talk about how you get folks to put their signature onto a contract, how to give you that credit card, whether it's $1,000, that might be a big ticket item to you, or a $10,000. So jot this down in your notes because I'm not going to talk long, but when I speak, people make money, right? So when I'm talking, it's money time. Here we are. 3 things. First, you have to establish a want, need, or desire. That's very, very important. Trevor talked about it. Trevor could want to go to the gym. That means he's going to go. You can see the why in the business. Don't mean it's going to happen. I want to cook. Don't mean I'm going to do it. So they have to have a want, a need, or a burning desire. That's very, very important. And number two, and this is the number one way. I gave you two, but I'm going to give you the number one way to sell a big-ticket item or a small-ticket item. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. It's only 3 words. Jot these 3 words down. You know, these 3 words will make you money. And here it is. People buy benefits. Just jot it, you know, people buy benefits. And they buy the benefits they're going to deliver. You do that. You keep that in mind. You speak from the heart. You be yourself. And I promise you, the entrepreneur, the one that I believe in, you, the entrepreneur, you're going to sell big-ticket items. You're going to help more people, and you're going to make more money. I turn it over to you, Toy. Thanks a lot for just a wonderful evening so far.
Oh, you are most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is we have delivered. We promised you that we would make sure that you earn up. Why? Because we're going to earn down for what? We're not going to do it. So the best part about this evening is we've given you a full course meal. We've given you the appetizer. We've given you the main course. And, you know, we even ended with a great dessert with some really serious tips. And the best part about it, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who is under the sound of our voices tonight, whether you're listening live now, and for those of you who are listening to the podcast, we're saying thank you in advance right now. And we thank you for listening and tuning in and listening again and again and again, because these are valuable tips that you can apply right now. So with that intention that you have set tonight, as we close tonight, what we want you to do, we want you to reread these notes that you've taken from all of us. We want you to not just read them. We want you to apply them. We want you to go inward and soar. And we want you to do what? We want you to ignite your life so that you can live the epic life now that you deserve today. Che, Trevor, I always say this at the end of every show. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I'm just so appreciative. My heart is full. My joy is full. Do you all have any closing thoughts? Or if you're good, we can just go ahead and ride off into the sunset and watch the sunset together, watch the sun rise together. So do you guys have anything that you want to share? Any last inspirational points? We shared the meat and the heart and the nuts and bolts, but is there any word of inspiration, just one, that you would like to share, both of you, tonight?
I'd like every entrepreneur out there to know that we believe in you. And even if you don't believe in yourself, we want you to know that today, Trevor Otts and Shay Brown hold the belief that you will double your revenue in 2015. Hashtag blazing.
I share these closing remarks with the audience. One, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of tonight's broadcast. We really appreciate you. I want you to know that you're amazing, that you're incredible, that you do have untapped potential inside of you to perform at a much higher level. And here's how you're going to do it. This is just the one phrase I want you to know. The universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. There is a time for perfection and there's a time for completion. Right now, I want you to focus on completion. Be in hashtag beast mode, and I promise you, the results are going to follow. Mm-hmm. With that being said, over to you, Toy, you're amazing. And certainly, once again, for myself and Trevor, thank you for all you're doing. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, time flies when you're having fun. What I want you to do is to be sure to take heed of everything that you've heard tonight. Be sure to apply everything that you have heard tonight to your life so that you can ignite your life. I want you to stick around for just a few announcements, and we're going to do it again, all over again, next week. You know how we do when we ignite your life. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for joining us today. And until next time, join our hashtag IGNITEyourLife Facebook group for more sparks during the week to help you ignite your life and live the epic life now you deserve today. Always remember, love people, trust God, pray always, and expect victory.